Flosstube friends, this is Melanie and you have reached my Flosstube channel where I talk about all things cross stitch, sometimes some sewing, which I've been doing some sewing lately, but I'm not going to show any today, and some knitting sometimes. So I hope you guys have had a good couple of weeks. It's been very busy here, it always is. We had a ton of snow in Michigan. We got our first winter storm. And they were predicting like up to 2 feet. And so we were all very excited, like 2 foot. They're reporting actually in feet instead of inches. And we only actually got maybe like 6 to 8 inches. So it wasn't anything crazy, but it was so cold. And the day before the storm hit, I went out in the yard. I put the trash cans, everything in not in the fridge. I don't put my trash cans in the fridge, I promise. I put the trash cans in the garage. And I got my snowblower all set to go and everything was plugged in and I put gas in it and I was all ready to go. And I'm watching the snow fall down thinking, I'm going to take that snowblower out there, no big deal. And I went out to snowblow and my garage had frozen shut. So it took some finagling with the miracle of science and using some salt and a little bit of patience, but I finally got the garage open and was able to snowblow. So that was a fun adventure. Let's see what's been going on with the family. My poor niece Amelia got COVID. We were all very concerned about her. They did an awesome job as a family in terms of helping her recover, and her little body did its thing, and we're just so proud of her that she was brave during it, and she's all better now. So happy for that, Millie. And then my niece Grace is in a upcoming play, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And so her and my sister Snow Day Stitcher on Instagram, got out her sewing machine. And I'm super excited because Melissa named her sewing machine Beatrice. My sewing machine is named Eugenie, and Beatrice and Eugenie are the older, younger sisters in the royal family. That was pretty fun. But they've been doing some sewing and just testing out their skills. They got the machine all set up, which is super fun. And Grace has been doing a lot of cross stitch. I'm going to insert a picture of a piece that she's working on here. It's Lizzie Kate, Words to Live By, I believe. Here it is. Isn't that so good? She's such a good stitcher and she loves it so much. And then my sister Melissa has been stitching away monogamously just like she always does on Winter Rose Manor. So I'm going to insert a picture of that here. So beautiful. I had reached out to Kim Goldman, who's the Contented Stitcher on YouTube. Hi, Kim. And asked her what color she used on the house, because my sister Melissa had used the color conch, which it calls for, Weeks Dye Works conch, I think. And it was, her skein was just like too peach, too light. It didn't look the pink like we were wanting, like it looks on the front of the pattern. So she substituted Kim's substitution, which was Meredith's pink, and it turned out just beautifully. So she's super excited about that. She also substituted, like many of you did, the toasted marshmallow for the roasted marshmallow, and it made the snow a bit more white. And so she's really enjoying that one. I think I may have convinced her to start some more whips, but she's gotten really far on that one. So it's looking really, really good. Let's see, I think those are the main things. My little niece Noli is turning 3 years old next weekend. We're going to have her party. We're going to make it a Valentine party, so we're super excited for that. And like I said, I bought a bunch of fabric. There's so many cute fabrics out there for Valentine's Day, so I've just been cutting and sewing and enjoying some of that, which has been really nice because I didn't have much time for that when I was working on the basement and everything. But other than that, the status quo, working a ton. Yeah, let's get into the stitching. I have a lot to share with you. I have been stitching a ton. We're going to start with an FFO, right? So I worked on, in the past 2 weeks, a Bluebird's Message by Luminous Fiber Arts. I absolutely adore this pattern. The blues in this bird is what drew me in, and that giant balloon. And this border too, it's like, it reminds me of like an old-fashioned Valentine with that kind of lace looking type border. So I had so much fun stitching on this. I really did. And I got it finished and I FFO'd it, which was super fun. So here's my FFO. I turned it into a little pillow. Aren't those colors so pretty? I stitched this on 32 count antique white, nothing fancy. And then there's the fabric on the back, nothing fancy with that. I filled it with walnut shells again to about right here and then stuffed the rest. And then I just closed it with a blind stitch. Isn't that so adorable? I love it. So I have a little Valentine display sitting out in my living room, right below my TV, and I have this little guy sitting out there in a little tray. So much fun. So if you're looking for a super fun Valentine stitch, I highly recommend this pattern. Super cute. Okay, next I finished Holiday Hoopla. This is by Brenda Gervais. It's part of the Hoopla series. There's like different ones for each of the seasons, and I just loved this angel so much. So adorable with those hearts and the arrow. And I had so much fun stitching this. I stitched this on 36 count Patriots Brew. I used all the called for colors. What I did do though is I'll show you the finish. There she is. Isn't that so adorable? I'm going to finish mine in a square pillow instead of a circular hoop. So I just added a few more hearts here and there in the corners. And I filled in more of the hearts than the pattern called for. A lot of them were just this outline. And so I wanted like some filled in and some outlined. So I changed that. But other than that, it's the called for colors. She was so much fun to stitch. I really had a good time. And again, this is going to go on my Valentine display, which I'm super excited about. So then my last finish was one of my whips. One of my whips that I'm doing, and even though I finished this one, I'm going to continue on in the series. I haven't started the next one yet, but I want to get all 12 of them done. And these, you've all seen these before. It's by Country Cottage Needleworks, and this is the January cottage. I love the colors in that house and that snowman. So adorable. So I wanted to get this one done, and I did. So I stitched this on 32 count Hog's Bristle by Fox and Rabbit. Beautiful fabric. And here is what he looks like. Isn't that so cute? This was such a fun stitch. I loved, obviously stitching it in January was so much fun. The colors were beautiful. And I will say I'm not a huge fan of stitching white. I don't know that anybody really is. But those snowflakes were really fun. Just the cool shapes. Like if you look at some of the different shapes in those snowflakes, they were really, really fun to stitch. So I enjoyed it. And then I just finished it. I'm not a French knot fan, so I just took some very tiny, petite black beads and put his eyes and his buttons on. So cute. So I had a lot of fun with that one. So a lot of stitching. I got 3 finishes done and 1 FFO. And then in the beginning of January, I finished Christmas Eve too. So that's 4 finishes for the month of January, which makes me very, very happy. So let's get on to whips. Okay, of course, because I had to finish, I had to have another start. Sticking with the Valentine theme, I saw this pattern on 1, 2, 3 Stitch, and I fell in love with it. It has like that primitive look to it. It's by Threadwork Primitives. And the name of the pattern is Endless Hearts. Isn't that so pretty? I loved it. I love the words. I love how simple it is. I love the colors. There's only 2 colors in it. It's Old Hickory and Cayenne. Both are gentle. No, I'm sorry. One Gentle Art, Old Hickory, and then Weeks Dye Works Cayenne. Such a beautiful pattern. So I started this the other night, and I'll show you where I'm at. So again, I'm stitching this one on 36 count Patriots Brew. And here is where I got to. Such a sweet stitch. So, it's got the repetitive vibe in it, but the colors are so pretty, and it's just so cheerful. I'm really, really enjoying it, and I definitely think I'll be able to finish this one up pretty quickly. This was only, I think, a night, maybe and a half of stitching, so a couple hours, and yeah, I just love this one so much. So you can see I'm totally on the Valentine wagon, right? Valentine's everything. I went on Etsy and I got a bunch of other little things for my display, which is going to lead me down another rabbit hole of crafting. I can already tell. I bought wool felted hearts. Oh my gosh, those are so beautiful. And I didn't know felting was a thing. I didn't know you could take regular roving wool that yarn is made from and use these little tools and just poke the heck out of something and have it like firm into a shape. And people make animals and they make shapes, and wow, it's opened up a big wormhole for me. And so I have ordered some wool and those felting needles because I don't want to get crazy with it. Like, I don't want to make all the fancy animals and stuff, but I do like the idea of like making little felt Easter eggs and little felt carrots and like things for my cross stitch display. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, let's get into my whips. So this is my Modern Folk Embroidery 2021 Sal, The Fruit of Plenty. I did not get this one done in 2021. I'm carrying it into 2022. And if you watched my last Flosstube, I told you a bit about how I turned it into a family sampler. Now, my plan for this one was I was going to stitch 25 stitches a day. I saw Taryn Verlet. Hi, Taryn. One of my favorite Flosstubers. She was working on a dimension stocking for her son Wyatt. And of course, those are huge pieces. And she just committed to 25 stitches a day. And her progress has been incredible, how much she's gotten done. So I decided I was going to do the same thing. And I did like it. I did like it, and I was making progress. The only problem for me is I use a Kay's Creation lap stand, the Baby Z lap stand. And having to like rotate the Q snaps of the whip I was working on and that every single day was a bit of a bummer. So I decided instead to do Family Friday, and I'm putting in Friday evening, however many hours I stitch, however many stitches I get, it's committed to that piece. So let me show you where I got. So I am stitching this on 32 count buttercream by Lakeside Linens. I am using 3031 for the chocolate brown and 3064 for the pink. And then let me show you, this is such a big piece, where I got to. So here is where I am. See if I can get the whole thing in the frame. So the last time you saw it, let me ground you a little bit. This is just so big. So the last time you saw it, I was working here in this March block. And I had told you guys a story about how my niece Magnolia got rushed to the emergency room for 105 fever. And I was working on this piece that night, and her and my sister Megan were at the ER. And I was just thinking about them and saying prayers for them. And I just ended up stitching their initials right into the piece. They were just so on my heart in that moment. And so that's what has turned it into a family sampler. So this stands for Magnolia and Megan. I finished up the March block doing my rotation and working on this 25 stitches a day to start, but now on Friday evening. So I finished up the March block. I think it came out so pretty. I just love these big, thick sections of pink with this dark brown. It's just so beautiful. And then I had mentioned, I'll move to the second block, that in February, when I was working on this middle block here, my mom had hip surgery, and so D for Debbie is what made it into the second block here. And then in the first block, my grandmother, who is, I am happy to report, we had a visit today, and she is doing fantastic. She is cooking, she is vacuuming, she is up and back to her old self. I just can't even believe the recovery. We're just so grateful. But back in January, she was really struggling with her health issues, and so I stitched L for Lolly and F for Fred, her and my grandfather there. So the last time you saw it, I was still in the middle of, or not in the middle of, but kind of at the bottom of March. And so now I've come back over here, and I started to do April. So I did this whole section down and that big chunk of pink and this half of this motif here. You can see where the hard line comes across. And so finishing March and then getting in, let me get back, getting in and getting back to the other side of the piece and working April is where I'm at. So it really is, when you work on something a little at a time, it really does start to add up and make progress. And I love this piece so much. So that's where that one stands. So I'm going to keep that in the rotation. And like I said, I'm going to do Family Friday for that piece and just work dedicated Friday evenings just on that. I thought that would be fun. Okay. Those are my whips, my finishes and my whips. Let's talk about plans. So first of all, let's wrap up January. So this is the planner that I had gotten. This is by Orange Circle Studio. It's just a really simple monthly planner. And I had put in over here what I had planned to work on for the month and starts and finishes. So I wanted to work on Christmas Eve, which I did, and I got a finish. I worked on Pink Sparrow, I worked on my Christmas Advent, Bluebird's Message, and I finished it, and January's Cottage, and I finished it, which makes me super happy. So what I decided to do is, in my last video, I talked about how I'm trying to get a number of finishes done this year, a number of my whips. My sister sat me down and had an intervention and said, it's time to get the whips done. So I kind of made a plan in the back here of like what I would need to finish each month in order to make that happen. So in that plan was Christmas Eve and January's Cottage for January, and I got them done. Now coming up in February, the two that I want to work on, I'm going to show you where they stand now, and then I can show you in my next video where I get to. These I need to work on and get to a finish in the month of February. The first is Winter Wonderland by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is that adorable Frosty the Snowman. Such a cute piece. I love this one so much. It is my oldest whip, I believe, because I think I started it in 2017 with Priscilla and Chelsea. I'm almost positive I did. So my needle minder came off. Give me 1 second. I got magnets flying everywhere. So this is where I'm starting off at the beginning of the month. So you can see I don't have a ton to finish. I really don't. It's totally doable. I'm planning on getting this done in February and calling this one good and done. So there's the before picture, and I will show you the after picture in my video in a couple weeks. The next one that I need to work on and get done for a finish is Valentine Trio. So let me see if I can get the glare off. So I finished this first house up here, and the one I'm currently working on is this Be Mine right here with the doves. Let me get in closer so you can see. These are such adorable patterns. I absolutely love the colors in them. They're so sweet. So this is where I stand. And I should have mentioned the Winter Wonderland was on 28 count wheat Lugana. This is on 32 count beautiful beige. 2/2, and here is where I'm at. So you can see again, there's not a ton left to do on this one. Totally doable for February, and I can get 2 more finishes off my whip list done. This will make the sisters very happy. So the thing I've been kind of juggling around in my mind a little bit is, there was one more thing I wanted to work on. There's one more I'm going to work on one more whip I'm going to work on in the month of February, just to make some progress on. I'll insert the picture here. This is Etude by Lena Cross Stitch on Etsy. I am stitching this on, I believe this is 32 count cobblestone, 32 count dark cobblestone, with Mermaid's Fin as the blue and Snowball for the white, 2/2. Both of those are classic colorworks, and I'm doing mine to look like a blizzard, like a snow blizzard. And so that's how far I've gotten. My needle minder's the wrong way. There we go. And I want to make some progress on this, especially with all the snow that we've had in the month of February. I think it'll be fun to get some progress on this one too. So that leads me into my next topic. How to manage these 14 whips that I want to finish this year with all of the shiny things that I see and I want to start. So what I decided to do is, because I'm very much of the habit where I watch Flosstube, I watch you guys, and you flash something up on the screen and I'm like, ooh, gotta have it, here I go. And so I decided to make, which I'm sure many people do, this is just my version of what I wanted to do, the must stitch list. And how I did it, this is my must stitch list. Yes, this is an Excel spreadsheet. I know, engineer. It is color coded by season or holiday because I'm very much a seasonal holiday stitcher. But I split it up into two sections. So one section is the medium to large projects. Projects that I know can't be done in a couple evenings of stitching. Not like these, cutesy little pillows and stuff that I got done for Valentine's Day, because I do still want to do starts like those that are just, a couple evenings of stitching and I got a cute pillow to put up for my monthly display. So the things that I want to do for smalls, for the monthly displays, and ornaments, like Christmas ornaments for the tree, I've put over on this side. And I have 24 smalls / let me fold this in half, smalls / pillows ornaments that I want to do. There are 24 of them, and I've got them by season. So the blue is winter, the green is Christmas, I've got the pink for Valentine's, the green is summer, 4th of July, spring, Easter, Halloween, fall, and then this is kind of like a catch-all. So you get where I'm going with this. So there's 24 smalls I'd like to do. And then the other list is medium large projects that I know are going to be like a lot of stitching. They're a good amount of stitching and I really want to do them. And I have 38 of those. So for me, this list has been so good, and having it organized by season has been so good, because now when I see something that I want, I add it to this list. But then when I go to pull for what am I going to start next, I look at the whole list and I'm like, do I really want to start that one more than that one? And it kind of reminds me of everything I've been eyeballing and everything that's calling to me. It helps me prioritize. So all that set aside, from this list, I've picked 10 things that I want to start this year. And I've got them by priority, like this is the first thing I want to start. This is the second thing I want to start. And it's been really, really good because it gives me some focused intention, and it gives me some, not just random buy something and immediately start, which I have a big problem with. So I thought I would share with you, it's kind of like haul, right? Because I'm showing you patterns, but some of the things from my must stitch list. Like I said, there's 38 large ones and 24 small ones. So every Flosstube, I'll just show a couple of them. And then maybe give you inspiration to start them yourselves. So for the Valentine category, this is going to be my very next start. This is by Thistles. Oh, hold on one second. The doggies. Okay, back in a flash. So the first thing I'm going to share with you, this is by Thistles. It falls into my Valentine category, medium size project. And it's called Wool You Be My Valentine. You being E-W-E, like the baby sheep. Will you be my Valentine? Oh my goodness. Can you guys even look at the blue cart? That blue is so beautiful. I think that blue is Crystal Lake or Freedom by The Gentle Art. And the swirls in that sheep with those tiny eyes and those ears. Oh, I love this one so much. So I saw the Globetrotting Stitcher show this finished, and she had it framed. So this, after I finish my Endless Hearts by Threadwork Primitives, this is next. I'm super excited about it. Okay, another item that's in my Valentine category, medium size project, is Love Always. And this is by Annie B's Folk Art. What's my Christmas clock? Christmas 365 over here. This is my Snoopy clock that my mom got for me, and I adore it, and it makes me happy when I work, and it goes off every hour with a Christmas carol, and I'm rolling with it. So this is Love Always. I think this was released at the Needlework Market within the past 2 years, I think. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I am a sucker for a house, and especially a pink or red one. So that's definitely on the must-stitch list, but not to be started this year. Next, this is in my small pillows category. This is called A Little Love by Lizzie Kate. I just love those two sweet little bluebirdies. So adorable. That'll make a perfect little pillow for my display. Another small one. This is Bird in the Hand Valentine's Day by Heart in Hand. Look how cute they are. Little smooching beaks. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. They're so cute and chubby. Okay, and then next is Valentine Bird by Heart in Hand. Another cute little pillow that I can put in my display. So adorable. And these have, for those of you who haven't seen them before, there's like Easter bird, Valentine bird, like all the holidays. They're super, super cute. Okay, and then these are not Valentine related. These both fell into the general category for large patterns. These two will be started this year. This first one, I had never heard of this designer. Saying it, I am going to make a complete fool of myself. I apologize. Cuore e Baracure? I don't know. Stitching in Quilt in English. And this is the pattern. Is that not so sweet? Let me get the glare off it. Look at that little sewing girl stitching at the top. And she's like poofed up on a thimble with her bottom on that little pin cushion. Oh my gosh. The colors in this, oh boy. Yeah, this one is getting started right after Will You Be My Valentine? So these are the next two in the queue. I'm in love with this pattern. I'm in love with the colors. I love everything about it. The little scissors hanging, little cakes. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Look at these little mice. Oh my gosh, look at these little mice. Oh, so adorable. So that's getting started immediately after Will You Be My Valentine? And then lastly, this also falls into the general category for a medium or small, because I will say these have a lot of stitching. The border on Bluebird's Message was a lot of stitching. Again, this is by Misty Purcell at Luminous Fiber Arts. So tweet. I am just a sucker for this bird now. I know that there's a 4th of July one where he's holding a little flag. I know there's one called Comfort and Joy where he's perched by a poinsettia. So yes, all of these little birdie guys are in my made the cut for my must stitch list. So I think that's going to be good this year. You know, I think that's going to be good because I forget too. That's the thing is you see so many things you want to stitch. And I see something I immediately want to stitch, and then I go kit it up and I start it. But I have forgotten, not my whips, but I have forgotten the other things that I wanted to start. I haven't started. So having them all in front of me on a list, it forces me to make the decision like, I really want so tweet, but I really want to start stitching in quilt first. So it's been good for me. It's been really good for me. It makes me feel like I have a wee bit more control over my chronic starting habit. Okay, let me look at my notes here. Okay, I wanted to give a thank you again to my good friend Amanda here on Flosstube. She is Alba Stitcher. If you haven't checked out Amanda's channel, you are missing out. Please go say hi and tell her I sent you. She is a wonderful stitcher. She is a regular Flosstube poster, just a wonderful, wonderful person. And she sent me this in the mail for Christmas. I was just so grateful when I received it. It's so beautiful. It says, Merry Christmas, Faye Bonnie, Scotland. And I have to tell you, Amanda, because I sent you a card in the mail. I don't know if you've gotten it yet, but I did not know what Faye Bonnie meant. I had to go look it up. And you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this means from beautiful Scotland. Bonnie is another word for beautiful, I believe. Please correct me if I'm incorrect, but I hung this right on the front of my tree. It's just this beautiful wooden ornament. It's made in Scotland. I don't own a thing from Scotland until now. So thank you so much, Amanda. I absolutely love it. And you gave me a little bit of an education there. Okay, let's, I want to do some giveaways in this video. So let me just show those now and we'll get those out of the way. And then I have a couple shout outs and the happy card. So the first thing I want to give away, I actually, in my haste of loving these two patterns so much, purchased them twice. So I would like to give the other copy away to you. And that is A Bluebird's Message by Luminous Fiber Arts. So if you would like to stitch this, just put the word Bluebird in your comment. And when I come back in 3 weeks, I will draw a winner and get this out in the mail to you. And the other one, you can probably guess, is Holiday Hoopla Valentine's Day. This sweet little angel, which was just such a delight to stitch. So if you would like to stitch this one, just put the word angel in your comment. And like I said, I will be back in 3 weeks. That's about the routine that works for me. I think, to have enough stitching to show and stay on track is about every 3 weeks. So put those keywords in the comments below if you would like to be entered for the giveaway. Okay, next shout outs. First, I want to start by, I've become a real fan of the floss rings with the charms. And I purchased several of these. I wanted to show you this one in particular. It is just this beautiful little Americana house. So pretty. And then it has a little house charm. So well made. Really, really beautiful. I've enjoyed using this. And this is Sophia Violet Designs on Etsy. And she actually, when she sent this to me in the mail, mentioned that she watches my Flosstube. And I thought, what a small world. I mean, that I would go randomly and pick an Etsy shop for this beautiful, beautiful floss bling that she makes and have her actually be one of my viewers. So hi, Gina, and I wanted to just tell you all, go check out her shop if you're looking for some beautiful floss ring bling. I got several of them. I got a Frosty the Snowman, I got a pumpkin one, but they're beautiful, and I like having them in, my bigger pieces that I'm going to be working with for a while, because it's always nice to take them out, and I do floss away bags. You could do thread drops on these too, so that's my friend Gina. And then the people I wanted to shout out today, the first one is Hillary at Rustic Threads. Hi, Hillary. She was a floss tuber previously and restarted her channel. So I want to put her channel name right here at the bottom. Please go check out her Flosstube channel. She is a phenomenal stitcher. She lives in Maine. She's a mom. She's a lot of fun to watch. She does some really fun pieces. So go tell Hillary that I said hi. And then next is Carla from Carla Being Crafty. Carla, I just love your hair. She is just a bundle of sunshine and color and happiness. She just is a true artist, I can say, and she loves cross stitch, and she posts very regularly. She's a lot of fun. Go check out Carla. Tell her I said hi. Okay, let's end with the happy card. Let's see. What number are we on? 14. I am open. Okay. Vulnerability is my strength, not my weakness. My openness attracts those who are beneficial to my highest good. When I lean into my feelings, I am honoring my truth. When I communicate my feelings in a loving way, I am speaking the truth. I am open. Oh, that's a very nice card. Very, very refreshing. How important is that, right? In our friendships, in our families, in our personal lives, say the things you need to say. Be who you are. I love Betsy Quaker for that reason. Hi, Betsy. Be who you are and say what you need to say, and don't be afraid to do so, because you want to be authentic, not only in your personal relationships, but in life, in the real world. And I always try, I always try to tell people how much I love them, how much I miss them, how much they mean to me. It's just an important thing to do. So make sure you're open about who you are and do not be ashamed of that, and speak your mind. That's my life tip for the day. Not that you needed it. Anyway, I will see you guys again in 3 weeks, and we will go over my February plans, how that turned out. Like I said, I'm going to be doing Valentine Trio and Winter Wonderland, pushing for a finish. And I'm going to be starting I can't say it. Wool UV Valentine. Wow, that's a mental block. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great couple stitchy weeks, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.